You coming?
Nope, I can't do it. Never in a million years.
Hey. I know your problem. You got a Bruno in your head.
A Bruno.
Yeah, I get one too sometimes. Alberto, you can't. Alberto, you're gonna die. Alberto, don't put that in your mouth. Luca.
Welcome back to Stills in the Storm, where we look for in animation stills that still the storm inside. We continue our journey in Beginnings and Belongings with our first installment from Disney Pixar as we travel to the sun-coasted town of Porto Rosso. Luca is a gentle story about first steps, into the sun, into friendship, into a version of yourself that doesn't have to apologize. Beginnings are not explosions, but quiet permissions. It states that belonging is not something that you earn, but something that recognizes you when you're brave enough to be seen. Luca's first beginning is literal, leaving the water. The sea is safety, routine, and inherited fear, where land is risk. This crossing over is a series of small dares, touching the surface, standing upright, the drying of skin, so that becoming feels incremental rather than heroic. The message is tender. You don't transform all at once. You try, you retreat, you try again. Alberto becomes the catalyst for this beginning, but not his destination. He doesn't save Luca, but he models a possibility. Their shared saying
Silencio Bruno
isn't bravado, but a mantra. Each time Luca repeats it, he's rehearsing a new inner voice, quieter fear and louder curiosity. Porto Rosso, the town, holds a double standard. It's warm and hostile all at the same time. Sunlit streets give way to suspicious glances, as the town tests Luca with rules and rituals where one is hostile to his folk. But real belonging arrives sideways through Julia, whose fierce acceptance refrains the town. With her, Luca isn't a secret, he's a partner. Not just tolerated, but included. Notice how belonging here isn't the sameness. Julia's human intensity, Alberto's feral independence, and Luca's tenderness, they don't just blend, they fit. Suggesting that home isn't a place that smooths you down, it's a place that leaves your edges intact. Some of Luca's most honest moments live in the in-between. Wet cobblestones after rain, half-shifted limbs, pauses before a confession, spaces where identity hasn't finished deciding. The film treats these moments with patience, allowing Luca to make his own decision and honors the process of who am I when I'm afraid, and who am I when someone stays. That we find in the character of the grandmother, who supports Luca in his endeavors no matter what. Both shielding him from his parents when they reveal that they know something is up, and she says, I was looking for sea cucumbers. And at the end, when she comforts the mom with one of the greatest lines that we'll get to later.
Beat a guy at cards there once.
The Vespa dream is ridiculous, impractical, yet it perfectly encapsulates what their dream is. It's not really a full escape, but it's about an orientation. It's pointing Luca towards a future where desire is allowed to exist without explanation. One thing that this movie does really well is highlight that fear that comes with anxiety. And that's shown through Machiavelli, revealing inherent fear of being discovered out of that safety. His constant scrutiny of Luca and Alberto is played for comedic effect, but for those handling secrets about themselves, that scrutiny becomes dangerous. Encole himself represents destructive adherence to that status quo, when he himself pushes the limits of rules and regulations, even fibbing about his age to get into a child's race. And when Alberto is revealed during the race, Luca is given a choice: hide and save himself, or risk it all and save his friend. As the rain hits his skin, Luca's fierce determination to live as he sees fit pushes him to save his friend and then win the race. The parents of Luca represent figures in our lives that want the best for their children, but don't always have the best answers or approach. They do end up wanting to send Luca away to save him, but they later question that choice and wonder if they should have been more accepting of what Luca is thought to begin with. And the final beginning in this movie isn't the race or the reveal. It is the goodbye shared between the characters. Luca's decision to leave Porto Rosso reframes belonging as something you carry forward, not just cling to. He doesn't abandon home, but he expands it. Belonging becomes portable. He's stitched from memories of being known. Luca whispers a radical kindness.
But we can't let him stay in this world. Can we?
Some people, they'll never accept him. But some will. And he seems to know how to find the good ones.
And that's going to end our third episode of our Beginnings and Belongings series with Stills and the Snoring. Join us next time as we head across the world to Japan, where we encounter a young girl going through a tragedy and healing from it in Oko's Inn. So if you see what you like here, go ahead, comment, rate, hype, and subscribe. And remember, even when the storm is raging inside of you, you can choose Silencio to your own Bruno and begin your own life in your own way. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time.